This is the Bulldog on ClassX Radio. Ladies and gentlemen of the American jury, today's show is going to be epic for all kinds of reasons. First and foremost, we're getting closer to Friday, and the pace of our show just continues to pick up. But we've got new posters. I have some major announcements relative to some guests. I have one outstanding show and tell. Actually, I got two outstanding show and tells. And ladies and gentlemen, the American jury, I am going to demonstrate for you why guns should be allowed almost everywhere. And we also have the one and the only Melissa Chambers, who agreed to come in and do our traffic for us today. Melissa, now remember, you got to speak right in the microphone. Thanks for coming and do traffic.
Not a problem. Looking forward to it.
Have you ever been live on the radio? Because I know you got a little bit of background. Why don't you tell the ladies and gentlemen of the American jury your background generally? Okay. She's the one doing it. Didn't you do like...
Horrible
didn't you do some recording? Well, you're a bad guest.
Yeah, no, I've done voiceovers, commercials.
She's done voiceovers and commercials.
Okay.
For what? Let me see. Beer commercials, contraceptive commercials.
I was just going to say
tampon commercials.
No, actually for a cosmetology school that I went to.
Ah. You know, I've done commercials too. I used to be the voice of Holman Motors.
Yeah, you were. I remember.
I was. Oh, well.
Somebody was pissed that...
Now I'm the voice of True Ford.
Jim True Ford.
Much better than Holman Motors. I like Holman Motors.
You know, I never told you that somebody at the old station was mad when you got that.
I know. I know.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you right now, this is awesome. Adele. I used to always think Whitney Houston was like the bombest female voice. No longer. Incredible. She got me all pumped up listening. See, I can go from Adele to Jimi Hendrix.
Which song was it?
I listened to her big three hits. Rolling in the Deep. The Rain. What's the one with the rain?
Set Fire to the Rain.
Set Fire to the Rain. That's a great line, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I also, folks, now this is something that you're going to want to hear. I'm going to make a confession at 8:05. That's right, a confession. And I'm not going to mess with you. It's not like a normal kind of confession like you would think. Like, I'm not going to admit that I've done anything with a cigar. Okay? Is there anything going on in traffic right now before we play our first outstanding song? And all you Class X purists, Bill Spry will be happy. We are going to play some great classic rock and some great songs. And I've actually got a song for the ladies. I decided I'm going to do this. We're going to have a special song for the ladies every morning. But enough. Go ahead, Melissa.
There you go. It looks like in Cincinnati we've got an accident on Forest Avenue east of Wilson.
Speak up.
All right.
Right into the mud.
We're hard on our traffic reporters. Go ahead.
We also got in Cincinnati an accident on Highland Avenue and Oak Street. And again, one at Forest Avenue east of Wilson Avenue.
All right. That's good. We'll see if you can beat Cheryl Jones. Ladies and gentlemen, American jury, stick around. It's going to be epic. This is Foghat Slow Ride on ClassX Radio. The Bulldog on ClassX Radio. Ladies and gentlemen, the American jury, today in history. It was a classic. 1976. C.W. McCall. Convoy hit #1 the country music charts. You gotta like this song. Melissa, you were a farm girl, weren't you?
Yes.
Did you have CBs?
Yes, we did.
Crank my earphones up, Garrett. This is Rubber Duck.
And this is Gator Bait.
Is that your name?
Yep.
Gator Bait?
Gator Bait.
Oh my God.
Oh, God.
I don't know what my 20 was.
You've brought
it wasn't
in
Bulldog.
a hillbilly.
Today in history, in 1989 and 1990 respectfully, Bench, Yastrzemski, Jim Palmer, and Joe Morgan were all made the Hall of Fame. Today's birthday, Duchess Kate Middleton is 31. Dun 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 dun. Chad Johnson is 35. Dave Matthews is 46. Richard Nixon and Bob Denver were also born on this day. You got any birthday clips there? You know, to honor any of these folks?
Little Richard Nixon.
Look. Oh, I can do Richard Nixon. I was on time cover 49 times. I'm no crook. Maybe a little bit. It's G. Gordon Liddy's idea. It's his fault. I've had enough of him. Today, clouds, high of 53. Tomorrow, showers, high of 46. There's a few showers, high of 62. And since I just killed our buzz with weather, let's kill it a little bit more with traffic. Melissa Chambers, what's going on out there on the concrete highways and byways of America?
Looks like we've got 2 accidents going on in Cincinnati. Be careful around Forest Avenue, east of Wilson Avenue. And then also it looks like we've got one, Highland Avenue at Oak Street.
We almost had one on Highland Avenue in Fort Wright this morning. People wouldn't get out of my way. Some people just drive too slow. You know what I'm saying? All right. Have you all read the newsletter today?
No.
All right, good, because I can get you on this one. How many dreams does the average person have over a year? As Garrett's looking at the newsletter.
I'm going to say...
Just take a guess.
38.
1,460 dreams.
Bull crap. No way. I have that many
Can you
dreams.
imagine? Now, I got some questions about that. How many of them are nightmares? How many of them are good dreams? Bad dreams?
Wet dreams.
Wet dreams. Now, speaking of wet dreams, I didn't know there was such a thing called an attosecond. But in the recording of time, an attosecond is 1/1000th of a billionth of a second. Like, here's what
you need to know that, William.
You're
fired.
Here's what it's like. Here's what it's like. William's girlfriend. An attosecond. Is that all you got?
William.
William, I'm just teasing
That's
you,
a
buddy.
stab at your sex life, William. Better believe it.
No, William, no, it's not. Super Bowl commercials. 30-second spots are selling for over $4 million.
How many spots we got running? We
just have one. We can only afford one, man.
Yeah.
Lance Armstrong scheduled to appear on Oprah's own channel from 9 p.m. to 10:30, January 17th. Here comes the dumbass making a confession. Stupid, stupid, stupid. Bill Maher's offered $5 million to Trump to prove he's not an orangutan. You know, that's funny. Bill Maher's a crude guy, but that's a funny comment. Jake, can you prove you're not an orangutan? You're our zookeeper around here.
No, I can't.
You can't? How would you prove you weren't an orangutan?
I don't know.
What are the characteristics of an orangutan? They look orange.
They're orange. They're they don't have any tails.
They have no tail. See, our zoo guy's on the ball.
Yeah, see, he knows his stuff. We got a little clip of the Bill Maher thing here.
Do monkeys have a propensity to get syphilis?
Must.
You know, we had that story about American Idol, that girl that said it's all fake how they pick. Well, now they're having to beat back critics who are claiming their feuds are even faked.
Oh, sure, Nicki
You know
Minaj
what?
and
Hey, here's what we should do, Garrett. You and me and Chuck, we ought to like start our own music talent show. And you know what? They'd get up there and they do their thing and we would say, "You suck!"
You're fired.
Or we would say, "You're awesome." I mean, we wouldn't fake it. How do you fake that?
Yeah.
My God.
Get the big candy cane hook and pull them off stage.
Yeah, come on. Baseball Hall of Fame's going to be announced today at 2 p.m. Dun,
What
dun,
are you
dun,
going to
dun,
think when Bonds and McGuire and the likes get in? What are you going to think about the Hall of Fame at that point?
I ain't going to think any different.
You think they deserve to get in?
I think Bonds deserved to be in the Hall of Fame before his head grew 4 sizes. He was a Hall of Fame player regardless.
But he's a cheater.
I know.
How are you going to keep Pete Rose out and let these guys in?
I don't know. You know what? That's a deep question that maybe William will add to the newsletter.
Deep thoughts, bro.
Yeah, Brett.
I mean, I told Pete, I interviewed Pete one time and told him, I said, how can they, because I asked him about steroids, what he thought.
I hung out with Pete for a week. It's going to be a special chapter in my autobiography. It's hilarious. Go ahead.
It's a weird dude. I said, how can you possibly, something that he did, gambling on baseball, didn't affect the outcome of the game, potentially change what's going on in the game.
Never bet against the Reds.
Never bet against the Reds.
Yeah. Dallas fired defensive coordinator Rob Ryan, and I'm like, yeah, how come we couldn't fire Jason Garrett?
They need a scapegoat.
My God. Robert Griffin III is having surgery on his torn knee ligament today. They're going to inspect to see if a second ligament has been torn as well. And Nick Saban from Alabama isn't going to go to Cleveland. Blah. Louisville plays Seton Hall tonight at 3 o'clock. You gotta like that, don't you? Seton Hall, Louisville. Ohio State last night beat Purdue 74-64. And that's all we really got in sports. That wasn't nice. Now we got to do a poster presentation. Dun 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 dun. Ladies and gentlemen of the American jury, Jim, don't mess with me, Brown. We now have both James. We got James Brown and Jim Brown. And those of you that think we're prejudiced, we have just as many black people on our wall as white people. Now, I did think of 2 more babes for our babe wall. Halle Berry. Yes. Do you all agree? Console. Joint console, do you agree? Halle Berry?
No.
No?
Nix that one. I don't think she's hot.
What about Rachel, Rod Stewart's ex? What's her name?
Rachel Maddow?
Rachel Hunter.
I have no
Stacy's mom. No.
Should we get Stacy's mom up there?
Yeah, let's put Stacy's mom. Hey, look. When we come back, I'm going to do the next poster. It deserves a little time. Rachel Hunter, Stacy's mom, and this is Fountains of Wayne. You know what? I wouldn't care if I had a rock band and I just came up with one great song like this. That'd be enough for me. Stacy's mom on ClassX Radio. This is the Bulldog on ClassX Radio. We'll have a traffic report coming up shortly. The committee has met, and Sophia Loren and Chuck Norris will be added to our hallowed walls here. There's a very hard-nosed debate going on about whether we should hang Charlie Sheen. Is he iconic enough? And I have to admit, I'm a sellout. I support Charlie Sheen because I figured he's the kind of crazy guy that if he knew we hung a poster, he comes to Cincinnati a lot, he might come and join us. It'll be good for ratings.
Yeah, I'm for the Charlie Sheen. Like that guy.
A little local news here. A lawsuit's been filed by a family of a 9-year-old boy who was given someone else's medication in school. The school's assistant health administrator claims she confused the 2 students and their medication. The only issue there, and I missed the story by Brian Hamrick, was the child harmed because they got additional medication. I mean, I get this call a lot as a lawyer that does medical malpractice. The issue is, did it harm them? And I don't know. I hope it didn't. Brent Spence Bridge. Officials from both Ohio and Kentucky say the only way to build a new bridge is drivers to pay a toll to finance it. Well, folks, that's a bunch of crap, and we have on the newsletter today that's going to be coming out. I actually wrote a few things, so it's taking a little while. But somebody, an employee of the Tobin companies, sent me a laundry list of all the points against the toll bridge. And I knew these, but they put them in a nice little summary fashion, and I'm going to send that to everybody. NKU votes today on whether or not to make the campus tobacco-free. Melissa, how would you vote?
Tobacco-free.
I say let them smoke, let them chew, let them spit, as long as it's outside.
Oh, yeah, outside. Yeah. It's probably how it is anyway, right? They don't let them smoke in the buildings.
I know. The White House is considering removing all troops from Afghanistan by 2015. Ooh. Hillary's finally going to testify until she has something else happen to her on January 22nd. We get to hear from Hillary. Yay. Drone strikes began taking lives in 2013. By the way, I heard Charles Krauthammer say last night on Bill O'Reilly, he goes, you can't beat Chinese aircraft carriers with drones. Well said, Charles. Well said. What else do we have here? This is the big news. Chuck Hagel appointed as secretary, or nominated as Secretary of Defense. And he's apparently going to have a fight on his hands. Republicans apparently have a problem with him. Obama inauguration planners are now asking for $1 million donations to cover the cost of the event. I think I should do that and then ask for $1 billion grant for green water. I mean, come on, man. The rich get richer, right? I'm being totally serious. If you were filthy rich, why would you not donate $1 million to the inauguration? I mean, you're in, man. You donate $1 million to the inauguration, and then you need to get your kid in Annapolis. He's going to Annapolis. Even if he's a big fat dough boy with no brains and no talents. I have nothing against fat people. You just probably aren't going to get into Annapolis. Oh, what do we got here? Other interesting news. Well, let's get the traffic. Go ahead there, Melissa. Give us some traffic.
All right, it looks like in Cincinnati we've got an accident on Forest Avenue east of Wilson Avenue. Also, we got an accident on Highland Avenue at Oak Street.
All right.
Keep it going, people. See, we set a record today.
Yeah. Coming up at 7:30, we have coming on board Dr. Lawrence Kurtzman, the Plastic Man.
Let's see if we can do some work on me.
He's a good guy. And he'll be here. And coming up at 8 o'clock, I actually got a guest coming on board that wants to complain about a utility. And I just want you to know, ladies and gentlemen of the American jury, if you know something about a utility that's bad and you want to be on our radio show, you can always come on our radio show. We don't like utilities. We hate utilities. Government monopolies. Can't stand them. But I'm also going to make a confession of sorts at 8 o'clock, and I know you're just dying to know what that's about. John Boehner and the fiscal cliff deal. You ready for the poll? 51% of Americans disapprove of his handling of it. What the hell? 52% approve the way Obama handled it. It's kind of like Todd. Crazy. Though critics have called the show bad and terrible, Obama will host a screening of 1600 Penn in the White House Theater today around 4:45. It looked like a terrible show.
Yeah, it doesn't look
William Pullman is a lousy actor, but he keeps getting...
Is that the main there? What else was that guy in? I recognize him.
He was in Malice. He was the dummy that got Nicole Kidman and Alec Baldwin conned. Boy, they conned him good. Oh, by the way, you know, Cheryl Jones went up to True Ford. She stopped by Window World, said hi to John O'Sleek, and then she went on up to the Ford dealership. And apparently, Cheryl bought a huge truck, like the biggest. It's like an F590 or something. I mean, it's some kind of crazy.
Big dually.
Yeah, big dually truck. Apparently, there's rumors that Tim's going back into the root beer bootlegging business.
Is
you know, that would indicate that because you would need a big truck to bootleg root beer.
Jim Hooker up a little deal, tell her it's ClassX affiliation there.
Right. Essentially brushing off the question, Press Secretary Jay Carney said the president does believe that diversity is very important. But apparently he's picking more men, way more men than women, Melissa.
Uh-oh.
What do you think about that, Melissa?
You know why he does that? He wants them on his basketball team.
Girls play basketball.
I know, but that's just the way he is.
Everybody knows you can't combine the women and men's sports, or it just kind of sucks.
I'll take you on.
Are you a feminist?
Softball, I would beat you.
Are you a feminist?
No, but I stand my ground.
Well, I'm not. I just wondered if you were.
There's a real.
So you think you could take him in basketball?
How tall are you?
6 foot.
Yeah, 5'2" here. You got a little bit on you.
Yeah.
Well,
There's
you
a
can
good
still
chance
shoot.
You wouldn't score a point.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
He's witty and wise. You got to be careful when you throw down with him.
See a game coming on.
Joe Biden's going to.
Basketball court installed here.
Joe, yeah, we will. When we hit the national stage, we'll have a basketball court. Biden, Willie told me that when he went to the Tribune Company, his buddy was... No, not McConnell. His buddy was... Michaels. Randy Michaels was running it. He said, oh my God, There's restaurants in the place. There's workout places. He said, you talk about a neat place to work. Of course,
Really?
they fired him because they were having too much fun. He said it was incredible.
In the Tribune building in Chicago? That's pretty sweet.
Biden is meeting with NRA on gun control. That'll be special, won't it? That'll be special.
Isn't that special?
Democratic New York Governor Andrew Cuomo, he wants New York to have the toughest gun laws that they can have. Kiss my fanny. What else do we have in the news? Nothing else in the news that I think's worth, you know. That's why I wanted to cover the news in the first hour on purpose. Oh, here's something interesting. 2012 was we already knew that. 2012 was a hot time in the city. Did you know that, Melissa?
No, I'm a country girl.
Did you have
a city much?
Did you have a drought going on in the country?
Yeah, a little bit.
Trouble filling the troughs with for the animals.
Yeah.
For the farm animals. Yeah.
Yesterday was Elvis's birthday. My dear old mom was born on Elvis's birthday, and we didn't get to play a whole Elvis song. So, I love Suspicious Minds. I love A Little Less Conversation. But I think this is my favorite Elvis song. You want to guess it? Without looking at the tab?
I bet it's Burning Love.
It is. Ladies and gentlemen, the American jury, get out there and burn up some love on ClassX Radio. Fire, I feel my temperature rising. Ooh. Ladies and gentlemen, the American jury, Sensible Don for 3 hours with the Bulldog reunited. It's going to be classic. And of course, Sarah Jones will be in here doing the traffic. And you know what? Sarah is by far. She did better than her mom. She did better than Judy. You know, Melissa's lagging behind. Don't you? She's better than me. Sarah Jones, who's the top-rated traffic reporter on her show, will be in here with Sensible Don and me and Garrett.
Friday will be a rockin' show.
Rockin' show on ClassX Radio. This is the Bulldog on ClassX Radio. Hey, if you happen to be a stenographer or know a stenographer, I need a full-time stenographer for my law office. And this isn't for depositions. There's just a lot of things that we do where we signal, as Willie likes to call it. You know, what happens is the word gets out. I'm going to post that on Facebook, newsletter. But I need a full-time stenographer. Saturday night, don't forget Signs of Life, The Essence of Pink Floyd is appearing in concert on Saturday, January the 12th at the Madison Theater in Covington. Doors open at 8. The band hits the stage at 9. And introducing the band will be yours truly, Garrett the producer, Sarah Jones, Bill and Ron Spry. Rockin', baby. God, tickets are available at the Cupboard in Clifton while they last. And also inside Northern Kentucky live for the first 150 people that redeemed them on the night of the show. How do you like that?
Oh, I can't wait. I mean, it's so wasted.
Let's get wasted, man.
Yes. What are they? Their lead cover band?
Mm-hmm.
Led Zeppelin.
No, not Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd.
Oh, good.
Thursday, Dr. Dan Francis from thestayintheroom.com and the Pastor Latonia Baptist Church will be in. And tomorrow, traffic will be. We also have a guest that's going to be promoting Cavalcade of Customs, or Cavalcade of Homes, whatever that is. Cavalcade of Customs.
Yeah.
And traffic will be done by, this is hilarious. She's a client of mine that lives 2.5 hours away.
What?
In Ohio. And she's a fan of the show, listens from the computer. She's driving down, and Karen Lusk will be our co-host tomorrow doing traffic.
Hey, can I make a little announcement about traffic?
Sure.
Because I found one.
You did great. Who's it going to be?
My mom.
That is awesome.
That's sweet. I'm talking to her on the phone last night, and she's like, "Is he really looking for somebody to drive it?"
Can she do Monday?
I don't know about Monday. I'll ask her, but
and if not Tuesday, just pick a day next week.
Someday next week, probably.
Except Fridays. That's awesome.
That's Sarah's day.
Oh, your mom will be great.
Yeah, so it'll be a good time.
Friday, Sensible Don is going to co-host with me for 3 hours, and Sarah Jones will be back doing the traffic. How you like that, Melissa Chambers?
I'm waiting for my next turn.
Your turn. Go ahead. Let's see what we got here.
All right.
I think she means her next turn for traffic.
Oh yeah.
Anytime.
You know what? Just the way it's going, we'll probably need you at least once a week.
You better. I'll make myself needed. All right. Looks like right now we've got 2 accidents going on.
Judy Schlottman will never be back. She was the worst.
Horrible.
She was terrible. Go ahead.
Nothing like an interruption.
We love you, Judy.
Cincinnati accident on Forest Avenue, east of Wilson
You know,
Avenue.
more I think about it, Cheryl Jones sucked.
Cheryl was terrible.
Cheryl was terrible.
Sucked.
Go ahead.
We interrupt.
Second accident we're talking about this morning is on Highland Avenue at Oak Street.
Maybe we ought to ask Denise to come back.
God, are you kidding? That's a horrible idea.
Nah, she's already landed a big gig on CNN.
Yeah, probably.
So anyway.
Anybody yet to see her on CNN yet?
No. How about this? There are
Wait,
parents.
hold on. Let her. She's going.
Oh, she's not doing her traffic? Oh.
You interrupted her 19 times.
Exactly.
Why don't you do traffic over again uninterrupted?
All right, folks out there, let's be careful. It looks like we've got 2 accidents going on in Cincinnati. One at Forest Avenue, east of Wilson Avenue, and then another one at Highland Avenue at Oak Street.
All right.
You can speak now, Deters.
Calling for Gun Appreciation Day 2 days before Barack Obama's inauguration, gun rights activists are urging gun owners to turn out en masse at gun stores, ranges, shows from coast to coast on January 19th. The coalition includes the Second Amendment Foundation, Revolution PAC, Citizens and Country, Conservative Action Alerts, Women Warriors PAC, among others. Yeah, baby. And coming up on the show, I'm going to do a demonstration about this issue because it was just, here's a young guy, Jake Day. He's going to do it on Martin Luther King Day, which is the 21st of January. It's kind of nice he agreed to come in there, you know. We're going to cover the tax bill. We're going to cover the bridge. Ed Kluska's got something to report. I don't know why he hasn't been in here to report it. Come on, Ed. You got something to say? Say it. Right? Don't you love it? Don't you love the poetry of a song sometimes? See, like Bruce Springsteen just has some like all men want to be king, and a king's not satisfied till he owns everything. That's awesome. And how about that Elvis song, Burning Love? Your kisses lift me higher like the sweet song of a choir. Oh, that's good stuff. Did you know who wrote that for Elvis?
No,
I have no freaking idea either, but he was a poet.
Did Elvis not write his own stuff?
I'm sure he didn't.
You know, that Elvis is over freaking
I was just a singer, and I ate peanut butter and banana sandwiches, baby. That's all I did.
Nobody in my
I did
generation
Aunt Margaret
likes
too.
Elvis.
I did Aunt Margaret too. What?
No one in my
I know,
generation
and that's a
likes
shame.
Elvis.
He's the
It's
king of rock and roll.
Horrible.
Elvis. You know, we ought to get Jim Jones in here someday. Mr. Elvis.
Oh, yeah.
I'll tell you right now, he played a couple shows out at Bulldogs and Independence. It was so funny. I mean, everybody's there eating, and all of a sudden, you start playing his music, and he goes through the crowd. It's great. Of course, he plays Fat Elvis. You know,
Elvis was fat.
I know. There's a lot more fat Elvises than like skinny Elvises. Poor Elvis. He gets picked on. Okay.
Honestly.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, American jury, you've heard me talk about this television thing and all that stuff, all right? I want to share an email with everybody. Just want to let you guys know, this going to me and my agent. We are holding off on the weekly calls. We used to have a weekly phone call. Until the tape is finished. Everything is coming together nicely. Exclamation point. Feel free to contact us with any questions. The Bulldog's gonna be a rock star. Thanks. I'm not gonna tell you who it is. But I'm gonna prove it. Now don't read that on the air. Garrett will validate whether it's official from somebody that sounds pretty important in television.
Oh, there's Valerie Malkin that sent it out here? Oh, I wasn't supposed to tell her.
Good job. Good job. Valerie Malcolm. Good. Now everybody knows Valerie Malcolm.
This thing. Yes, she did use an exclamation point. Yeah, all right. I'm gonna contact her. I'm gonna give her a ring a little later and say, hey, let's get the ball rolling.
Hey, and we still got it. We still got a trademark. We're getting T-shirts, by the way, that going to say Bulldog. You do it better than I do.
I don't know.
Let's dedicate this song to a former bandmate of somebody. I don't know who his bandmates were, but Dan, you know, the preacher man. He loves the Doobies. So we'll dedicate this song to Dan. Listen to the music We come back, more radio superbity. We're hitting our stride on ClassX Radio. This is the Bulldog on ClassX Radio. Ladies and gentlemen, the American jury, I want to express a word of gratitude about how good business is for the dog. Business is good, Melissa. How's farming life? You know, my wife has got a chicken coop for Christmas, and we're going into chicken business.
Yeah, I seen that.
She's all pumped up about it. She got boots and feeders and waters. She's going to wait to go buy her hens when it gets
You eat a lot from chickens, cheese, milk, stuff.
City boy.
He grew up in Anderson, yeah.
Yeah, I got it.
What are you talking about? I know everything about it.
I know you did.
Mile the back 40.
See, I know the sarcasm. She doesn't. She's a rookie.
She is a
rookie.
rookie.
You ought to see her look at us like, well, do you feel like when you were out there listening to us, does it look the way you thought it would look?
What did you?
Are we more handsome in person?
Of course we probably.
Oh, come on. You can't ask me that on the radio.
Oh, that's right. Her husband's listening.
Oh, yeah.
Let's hope my wife isn't. Anyway, go ahead with the traffic.
Yeah, actually, we don't have anything to report at this time. Everything looks good.
What's your husband's name?
Kevin.
Kevin, we're just joking around. We're being polite. Tell Kevin that we've been gentlemen.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right.
Okay, Kevin.
Thank you, Kevin.
Turn that radio.
Farming, baby.
He's out there. He's probably already been up, cut 16 acres of grass by now, right?
No, yeah, he's divided the hay, and he's got the chickens happy, I'm sure, and the ponies are doing good.
As a community service, I want to do this. A buddy of mine sent me an email. There's a place in Pendleton County. So those of you that live near, you don't have to live in Pendleton County or Falmouth, Kentucky. There is a nonprofit center called the Tari Sports and Learning Center, where they basically teach kids martial arts and other things to keep them out of trouble. And they need to raise some money. $3,000 is all they're looking for, which doesn't seem like a lot of money. But in this day and age, everybody's tight. So this is on my newsletter. It'll be on my Facebook page. But there's a good cause. And Michael, if you're listening, I promise you that I will send a donation. And I'm going to make Chuck Holbrook send at least $2,000. And if I send $5 and other people send, let me see, Jake send $500.
I think Garrett said he was.
Garrett will do $400. Nah, we'll raise $10,000.
No. I got a roll of pennies. I think that's 50 cents these days. It's coming your way.
I'm representing the guy down in Louisville that was on. This is a funny story. He didn't have any money. He said he counted out $3 and change, and he said it was pennies, nickels, dimes, and quarters, and that's all he had. And when he got these unmarked police cruisers stopped, and they beat the hell out of him because they drove by and almost hit him. He didn't know they were cops, and he said, they exchanged expletives, and he said, man, my change went everywhere. It's funny.
We used to drive around in high school throwing quarters at each other's.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing you do. How y'all like my suit?
Looks nice.
Look, I got a little kerchief in it, man. Hey, I appreciate your honesty. I can't believe we didn't say the next poster.
No, we
didn't.
that one. Where's the other one?
Where's the Lombardi?
Damn it, Jake.
Right, duh.
Oh, we're idiots. Hey, our bad, Jake.
My bad, Jake there. Oh, my God.
We're the idiots.
It's not whether you get knocked down. It's whether you get up. Vince Lombardi. Hey, I want to tell you something, parents. If you got a kid out there that's a discipline problem, he doesn't care about anything, he doesn't respect anybody or anything, you bring him down in our studio and just let him gaze upon the greatness of everyone that hangs on our wall. And if you just let him stay in there, we'll let you lock the door, you put him in there for 15 minutes, I'll bet you he'll change his ways. And if he's a guy, he'll really be happy to be locked in there for 15 minutes.
5 minutes.
Some little 12-year-old boy locked in there. Dad, I really like that studio.
I know what.
Especially that one wall.
Yeah.
I took a picture of it and sent it to Willie. Willie goes, good.
That's a Vince Lombardi quote. What did it say? If it's not whether you get knocked down, it's whether you get up. I like to get knocked down and then I'll play dead and hope that whoever knocked me down thinks that I'm dead.
Hey, we got another contribution from Chuck. We got to get a Gladiator Maximus poster. What you do in life? echoes in eternity. Oh God, I love that line.
Yeah. Stick them in the bag.
By the way, I'm going to make all kinds of announcements. I got to talk my wife into allowing me, and I am serious as a heart attack. I've gotten in better shape than I have since I was in my 30s. I'm 49. I want to do another MMA fight, and I want to fight a good opponent that can help sell tickets, and I want it to be a real fight, just like last time. And I want to do that again.
Who would you fight?
I don't know. We got to come up with a good opponent.
Rob Sanders.
See, we had to. He's too chicken, but boy, that would raise some money. I would love that. I've challenged him. He's never accepted. See, before it was perfect. The lawyer versus the cop. I was the evil. He was the cop. It was perfect. And we talked smack for so long. It was fun.
What about that guy that left a note on your car yesterday?
Nah, you don't want to fight me. But I'd like to fight it again.
So open it up for opponents. Anybody that's
open it up for opponents and ideas.
And then we got to get sweet ring gear.
Hey, Amazon.
I was thinking that.
Of course, not enough. He would never, ever, ever do it.
He was a wrestler.
You know, he can talk smack, but he ain't ever going to do anything.
Yeah, he's got the little man syndrome.
He sure does. He sure does. Coming up in about 15 minutes, we got the Plastic Man coming in here. I heard a great analogy about politics last night, which I also want to use, but I'm going to save it later. I got to ask you a question. Garrett?
Yeah.
Do you shave your back, or do you have someone shave your back, or do you have a hairy back?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm cursed with a hairy back, and I get my brother to
shave it?
Shave it. You know, I was thinking
Melissa, does your husband have a hairy back, and do you shave it?
No.
Melissa, do you have a hairy back, and do you shave it?
Oh, Lord, no.
Well, I want to tell you something. I don't have like a real hairy back, but I, have some hair. And I tell you right now, my wife, this is like the longest she had gone before she finally shaved it for me last night. It's clippers. It's not shaved clippers.
Right.
And I tell you right now, I feel so much better getting rid of the gosh dang it. How do these guys go? My brother-in-law, I love you, Bill. My brother-in-law is the hairiest guy in the freaking world. I bet you he's got like 2-inch hair on his back.
Ugh.
He's like a gorilla.
Yeah. Mine's not that bad, but it's, I mean, I have like the darker hair, like a brownish hair, so you can tell.
Shave it.
And yeah, well, I looked into hair removal, like laser, because that gets rid of it forever.
I should.
$3,000 for a back.
I should do that to my head. I get sick and tired of shaving my head every day.
I don't know though. Can you do laser on your head and the brain there?
Yeah, I don't know. You got me a song?
Yeah.
And by the way, Chuck, keep listening, because I watched a movie last night that maybe that's why. I watched a particular movie last night that maybe inspired me to be witty and wise and clear-headed and general all-round superbity today. Is there anything updating traffic you'd like to do before we play our song?
No, nothing's going on. Everybody, it looks
We
good
like that.
there.
People are paying attention to where they're going. Jake, stop hiding these posters from us. That was terrible, man. We couldn't find a darn thing. Oh, right. That's a great song. Ladies and gentlemen, the American jury, he belongs in the Hall of Fame, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, for this song alone. This is Eddie Money, 2 tickets. Not 1, not 3, just had 2. If you had 2 tickets, who would you take? Now, don't answer that question on ClassX Radio. This is the Bulldog on ClassX Radio. Guess what? This is funny. You know Dusty Rhodes, who is the Hamilton County Auditor? I've got a lawsuit against him. And I get to take his deposition.
What's a deposition?
Deposition is a sworn statement under oath. What do you do? Just get in a room. It's like an interview. The other guy gets to interview you, and somebody takes it all down, and you get to question you under oath. You got to tell the truth, the whole truth, and
just you and him.
Isn't it true, Dusty Rhodes, that the Bulldog plays better rock music than you ever did? That's going to be my first question.
Lighten the mood a little bit.
Yeah, lighten the mood.
For?
I'm not going to discuss the details, except this.
Right.
My guys are the good guys, and he's the bad guy. That's all I want to say about that. As What's that guy's name that said it? Forrest Gump said. Forrest Gump. That's all I want to say about that. Last night, folks, I actually watched the Blu-ray. Chuck's going to be so jealous. The Blu-ray director's cut version of the first Boondock Saints. Oh my God. Classic. Have you ever seen Boondock Saints?
Yeah, I have.
Are you Irish?
No.
You Catholic?
No.
No wonder you haven't seen it. If you're Irish Catholic, you ought to be required to watch Boondock Saints. There you go. This is the beginning of Boondock Second. Listen to this. This is our motto, Bulldog Nation.
Talkers. Talkers.
Ain't that right? You a talker? That guy that's talking right now in Bulldog Saints 1, he's in a fight with his girlfriend, and he's yelling at her, and he says, I mean, this is a classic, he says, I can't go out and get a pack of cigarettes without running into 9 guys who've boinked you. He didn't use that word. You can't go out and get a pack of cigarettes without running into 9 guys. Oh my God. Oh, here's another thing. In this other scene, the same guy, they're dead bodies in a strip place, all right? And this dead woman with obviously fake bosom, he cops a feel. And they catch him. Like, he's trying to do it without them seeing him. And his buddies see him and they yell at him. And he goes, I'll tip her!
Good.
Boondock Saints is great, man. And also at the break, we need to share this with you all. Melissa, who's a farm girl, asked me Garrett, why don't you play Melissa?
I'll play
There's
Melissa.
this very important, this question that she asked.
What kind of chickens is she getting?
And of course my response was, the kind that lays eggs. What do you mean, what kind of chickens you got? Aren't there just chickens that lay eggs?
Yeah, but you got pretty chickens, you got skinny chickens, you got ugly chickens.
Give me some brands of chickens.
You got Cochin.
Tyson.
Silkies.
Silkies?
Oh,
You said you recommended Cochins?
Cochins are great.
See, I grew up on a farm, but we never had chickens.
Kroger brand chicken,
Tyson's.
KFC.
I'm with you, Gary.
Sorry, nothing like the
How did
farm.
Did you raise chickens for eggs or did you kill them for meat?
Both.
Oh, how'd you kill them?
Oh, she just explained this to me. This is great.
I took it to a poultry farm up in Hillsborough.
Yeah, but tell them what
took
they
care
do
of it
and
for
they
me.
shove them in a grinder.
They died and shove them in a grinder.
No, you just take a knife and you cut their heads like a turkey.
No.
You cut their throat.
All right, here's how she.
We're gonna have PETA on
You
us.
shove a chicken into a funnel thing, and it lops off their head, and then shove them into a, what do they call it?
It's called a chicken guillotine.
Defeather.
Defeather. Yeah.
And then they scald them.
That's correct, yeah.
Scald them.
Jeez, oh Pete! Poor little chickies, man.
Yeah, hillbillies.
God.
Yeah. would
Buy
you
it at
rather
the
own
store.
this
They don't
stuff
have
in
to
a
kill 'em.
cage and get 'em from the store?
I'm filled with all kinds of fun facts. I watched also last night while I worked. By the way, I worked all night. I've not slept for a long time. I watched the documentary of Genghis Khan. Actually, they actually called him Genghis Khan. They were calling him Genghis. I always called him Genghis, but they said Genghis Khan. Why? What are you laughing about?
Chuck just texts me, he goes, OMG, Melissa is a major league hillbilly.
Hey, I hope she...
There's nothing wrong
Hey, my
with
mom
that.
is from Harlan County, Kentucky, so I'm a hillbilly too. I want to tell you something. I hope she's listening because the Bulldog Nation official photographer, Sabrina, I've been watching these. I'm in this group of text messaging back and forth between her and Chuck because they're meeting to go on a job to take some pictures. We're representing, excuse me, someone who got ran over by a tractor trailer, and we have to get the pictures from the police station of the car and everything. They're texting back and forth, and she lives in Pendleton County, and he's giving directions, and she goes, no, I only live 15 miles from Williamstown. He goes, oh, I thought you were a hillbilly all the way to... Oh, my God.
Oh, jeez. Where the hell
So,
is
Sabrina, I don't think you're a hillbilly.
that? I do.
Pendleton County's a long haul. Long haul.
Jeez.
But anyway, Genghis Khan, pretty fascinating story, but they actually wore, this is an interesting law of physics, they wore leather breastplates. In other words, it wasn't metal, it was thick leather. And if you shoot, they did a demonstration, if you shot an arrow through that leather breastplate that they wore, it would go through it. They put between their body and a breastplate, just unbelievable, silk. And what silk did with the arrow when it hit, it wrapped around the arrow, slowed it down, and it didn't penetrate. Now don't try this at home, kids. But going through the leather and then the silk, it was amazing. I was like, what? That's just a little thing of silk. So you learn something every day from the dog. You listen to us, you learn some things.
Listen to me, you don't want to. Damn.
Melissa, the next time you come back on the show, that's going to be our girl dedication. The next time you come back, you cannot come back on the show until you can recite live on the air the Bulldog Saints prayer without looking at anything. You got to memorize the Bulldog Saints prayer, and we'll let you come back on to do traffic.
Challenge accepted.
You're doing a great job, by the way.
Doing a great job. You're so much better. You know, Judy was terrible. Sarah was terrible.
I'm not joking.
Cheryl was terrible.
The more I make fun of somebody, the more I like them. I didn't, I didn't really say much when Cheryl or that other lady.
Well, she's a principal.
Was here on Monday. Well, yeah, it was like with Cheryl, it was like I was in the principal's office.
That's right.
I watch my mouth.
Mm-hmm.
And then with that rich lady on Monday, I just couldn't like.
Yeah, she's just rich realtor.
Yeah.
Hoity-toity realtors.
Hoity-toity.
Everybody knows they're real. They're glamour shots.
Yeah.
You know, realtors are glamour shots. You know, all they wanted to sell.
You're fun.
See, Garrett, you like hillbillies, don't you?
Love. Well, we
yeah,
go that far.
Yeah, you like them.
Heck. Coming in any minute now will be Dr. Kurtzman, and I'm going to do a demonstration live in the studio. And remember, I got a confession I'm going to make at 8:05. Everybody's like, I'm going to leave you in suspense. The dog makes a confession at 8:05. But I'm going to do a demonstration. It's relating to the guns.
Is the safety on that thing on?
Yeah, the safety's on.
Are you sure?
And by the way, not only is there the safety's on, it is loaded, but there's none in the chamber. But I'm gonna do a demonstration here in the studio that's gonna be pretty cool. Ladies and gentlemen of the American jury, we're gonna dedicate. You know what? I was picking music on. Now I only pick the songs when I stop at a red light. I never do it when I'm driving. But at each red light I stop out on the way. I pick the music out and text it to Garrett because you don't know what kind of mood you're in. And you know what? When I'm scrolling through my music on my iPhone, I said I love this song. And it's a good song to play for the ladies, you know? So this is Ditto.
Dido.
Dido?
Dido.
I thought it was Ditto.
Dido.
You say Dido, I say Ditto. That was pretty good recovery, I thought. This is White Flag. I love this song. This is for you, ladies, on ClassX Radio. This is the Bulldog on ClassX Radio. All right, folks, ladies and gentlemen of the American jury, I am going to make a wonderful point. You go get those posters there to Jake. I don't want to get all smashed. All right, there's this debate going on about guns. There really is. There's a debate going on about guns. I'm not going to say, we need to have a national conversation. Screw that. Don't you hate that? You know, Jake, Garrett, don't you hate when your girlfriend says, we need a time? We don't need to talk. I just need to make the right decision for us, and then we go on, right? That's the way it's supposed to be, guys? Melissa, don't you agree with that? Anyway, here's the point that I decided I'm going to make this morning. And I'm blown away, although I did think I saw somebody have a big old gun. But anybody knows, everybody knows, that, and as I pointed out with what happened up at Sandy Hook and other places, that when somebody shows up and starts shooting innocent people, the first thing somebody does is they call somebody, the police, who have guns to come and shoot the bad guy with the gun. Now, of course, we know there's a little time lapse. there's a record number of teachers that are going out there to get permits for guns in Ohio right now. Because if you're a teacher, this ain't going to happen to me, man. So it makes sense. Why? Because if there's someone at the school that has a gun, well, you're going to be able to shoot the bad guy before he kills so many. Maybe he's not going to kill anybody. Maybe he just kills a few. But he doesn't get to sit there for 15 minutes just slaughtering people. And then I thought to myself, well, this doesn't apply to schools. It applies to anywhere. Churches, hospitals. Hospitals have security, but anywhere it applies. And I thought to myself, just think about this, okay? We're in this radio station, the Fox 19 Plaza on Guest Avenue, and there's no bolts on the doors. I mean, we're sitting here in this studio, right? If somebody came in there with a gun, do we have any place to run? Hell no. We're trapped in here. By the time somebody calls 911, we're all dead. So I brought in my gun today, and I've set it right here next to me, and I thought, and it's, like I said, it's loaded. There's not one in the chamber. And I'm not going to point it at anybody. People get killed by unloaded guns pointed at people. And by the way, I even got this for Christmas. I asked actually for a knife because I wanted him to kill somebody with it too. So I got my knife. I got all my weapons here, okay? And I thought to myself, I want to make a point by bringing my gun in here that, you know what? If somebody came through that door right now, I could just go bam. You know? It's just, you should be able to, if you were in a situation and somebody needs it, you should be able to have a gun to protect yourself. Don't you agree?
Absolutely.
He's smiling. He's grinning. What are you up to over there, Gary?
Nothing.
You're looking for something. So anyway, that's just the point that I wanted to make. You should be allowed to bring your gun to work. You should be allowed to take your gun anywhere. You're not actually going to shoot anybody. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, I agree. I think. You're right. If some crazed moron, hillbilly, I'm sure, wanted to come in. Sorry.
Let me tell you what.
Wanted to come in here, we'd be screwed.
Let me tell you.
Those kids in that school were.
Let me tell you. I'm keeping my gun with me these days. I got my gun. I'm not kidding. You know what?
My mom's
in the early morning, I have my gun in my hand. In my hand. I'm not going to say, well, wait till me. Yeah. And you know what? You watch that movie, Mr. and Mrs. Smith. I think that was the movie where they had like guns hidden everywhere. I love that. It was like guns under the table, somebody broke in that house. Wherever you are, there's a gun. I have 4 lines of defenses in my house. The dogs are first. The alarm system is second. The guns are third. And just crazy whoop ass is fourth. I was looking around my house the other day and I'm thinking, you know what, if I wasn't near my gun, there's a lot of things to grab to hit somebody with. Anyway, it's just so common sense. You know? It goes with the time. They want to take our guns away. Oh, they protect us from guns. That's a bunch of crap. I have another major announcement to make. Very proud of this. The Business Courier's Book a List 2013. Oh, by the way, our radio show, I wanted to shoot an email to Bill Spry. A national radio magazine did a special little bit. Up and coming morning shows in the country. You and me, baby.
Yeah. Wait, in what?
A national radio magazine.
Oh, nice.
Somebody sent me the article. I haven't even had a chance to read it, but they said, "Hey, dog, check this out." I will.
Yeah, that's cool.
How you like that?
That's pretty sweet.
Up and coming morning shows in the country.
Hey, let me see your.
We're more than up and coming with the best.
Let me see your gun real quick.
No way. Okay. All right, but just be careful.
All right.
Seriously, because
I will.
There you go. All right. Be careful. You know, a lot of people get shot by people with having unloaded guns.
Son of a bitch! Told me there was nothing in the chamber!
Is this an FCC regulation?
Unbelievable. Shot my damn leg.
Hey, make the announcement about your mom.
Oh, so, Terry Bowing, my lovely, lovely mother, wants to come in and do traffic.
I love it.
I told her, tell me when, and she's like, yeah, I can do it, and then she works downtown.
We're going to have people line up at the door fighting over this job. Isn't it an awesome job, Melissa?
It is. It's a lot of fun.
Hey, and once we
I told her not Monday.
Hey, once we get this rolling, you know what it is. Bribe time. Well, how much is it going to do the trip? You and I will bank it. We won't tell Spry.
Naked pictures.
We're not going to tell Spry. Not naked pictures.
What?
Money. Money.
Naked pictures.
You and I are going to be making the money. People paying bribes to do traffic. Anyway, the 25, the business courier list, they list all these different, you know, it's the book of lists is the bottom line. And this is freaking awesome. I got to find this. Here we go. I am the largest law firm in the tri-state that does plaintiffs' personal injury and criminal defense work. And get this, in Northern Kentucky, I'm the 3rd largest firm, period. How's that? How's that for growth, man?
Damn.
I want to just point out one person on this because, you know, I took a vow. I wasn't going to make fun of lawyers, but I have to, let me see here, okay? My old law firm, my dad built it, #1. And then another firm second, then me. And we go down, let me see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We got to go all the way to 9 to find Mr. Former American Bar Association President William Bill Robinson is #9. If you know Billy Robinson, Mr. Cufflinks Monogram Man himself, you tell him that the Bulldog congratulates him at #9 as we look down upon him from #3. Which is a blessed number.
It's a far fall, isn't it?
Hey, William T., Mr. President of the American. You know what I meant to make fun of? You know what I did? I formed the United States Bar Association. Made myself president. WLW teaches you well.
The USBA?
Hell yeah! I made myself the president. People, are you really the president? I'm not kidding. I had people send me emails. Hey, dog, that's great, president. All right, let's play a song. And remember, I got a confession coming at 8:05. Did you do traffic yet?
No.
Do traffic.
We've got a heads up, guys. In Kenton, we've got an accident at the right shoulder, blocking I-71.
Be careful out there. Be careful.
Northbound at US 25. It's Dixie Highway, Fort Mitchell, exit 188. Cincinnati, we've got a lot going on. Looks like at Coleraine Avenue at West Fork Road. Cincinnati again, Liberty Street at East McMicken. Then we've got one going on Elberon Avenue at Warsaw. Another one, boy, it's a busy morning. California Avenue at Reading Road. And then Hamilton, an accident on Rival, south of Wesselman Road. One more in Cincinnati, right shoulder's blocked on I-75, 58 north. Is that what this is? Southbound north, sorry about that, on Galbraith Road, exit 10.
Cheryl Jones is better. Guess what? Guess what? This, you know what? We got an intruder coming in right now. Dr. Kurtzman, we better warn you. We've been waiting for somebody to come in unannounced.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, this you know the super lawyers. They have these super lawyers things. Just going to be fun. I created the organization Super Duper Lawyers. I am the only super duper lawyer in the entire country.
Sounds about right.
Now let's play a song. This is the Cause. It's all I can do is radio superbity on ClassX Radio. On ClassX Radio. There's a potty in the house now. We got our hillbilly, excuse me. We got Melissa Chambers doing our traffic for us. Melissa, before we get rolling on here, because you're going to get squeezed out by the time we get wrapping, go ahead and give a traffic report now, please.
All right, looks like we've got in Kenton County, there's an accident. The right shoulder is blocked on 7175 northbound at 2542. That's Mitchell exit 188. Got a few going on here in Cincinnati. Looks like there's one at Coleraine Avenue at West Fork Road, Liberty Street at East McMicken Avenue, Elberon at Warsaw, California Avenue at Reading Road, Rival south of Wesselman, and then Cincinnati accident, right shoulder's blocked on I-75 southbound north of Galbraith Road, exit 10. Guys, be careful.
I'd hate to be in the insurance business. Jeez. Yeah. Joining us now live on the radio is my good buddy that I used to see every Wednesday, and I hope I get to see him every Wednesday now, Dr. Lawrence Kurtzman, the plastic man from Kurtzman Chiropractic? Nah, Kurtzman Plastic Surgery in Kenwood.
Good morning. It's great to be back. It's great to be here with you. New station, new place. It looks great.
Hey, you gotta like the icons, male and female. Hey, What do you think of that wall, Doc?
I do like it. It looks like a bunch of my patients.
Oh, yes! Hey, were you a little afraid to drive, when you listened to us probably on the way in, were you a little afraid to come through the door this morning in light of what you were hearing?
I was like, I had a human shield in front of me.
You're going to have Patty? You're going to have Patty as your shield?
It's like, oh my God, he's got a gun. And he said, you know, if anybody comes through the door, I'm ready.
Bill Spry said, oh my God, Roger Kaufman's sweating. I don't want the liability.
So I put the Bill Clinton blow-up doll in front of me, and I was
Hey, well, isn't that funny? We got a Bill Clinton cardboard cut. And the people at you know, if you do rock, no matter what kind of rock, aren't you supposed to be kind of like a cool dude? They take down our Johnny Cash flip-off poster. They take down that wall of beauty. They take Bill, I mean, hello, I'm a conservative, but I think this cardboard cutout of Bill's kind of funny. We do our show with Bill every morning, right next to Willie and Ronnie. I mean, this is good stuff. And they take it down on us, Dr. Kirschman.
Well, he's got a big smile on his face, Bill, over there, and I think he's enjoying his conservative stuff.
Thank you. I really like being in the morning show at the Bulldog, especially since Hillary's always sick now. Not really.
Yeah, Hillary has been through a little bit of medical problems here, hasn't she?
Yeah. Sensible Don's going to join me on Friday.
Wow, I haven't seen Sensible Don in too long.
Yeah. Well, it's good to have you back. What's new with you? Is there anything new and earth-shattering?
It is great to be here. It's a happy new year at Kurtzman Plastic Surgery. We actually just bought a new laser.
Laser!
Laser.
What are you going to do with that laser?
I have a laser.
Can we play with it on our show? Can you bring it in?
It's kind
Can we come to your place of business and just screw around with some
Yeah, you can do that.
Guns, lasers, knives.
Yeah, we got all the fun toys. But no, it does several things. It's great for laser hair removal. As we get towards the summer, bingo.
I need my back done.
Yeah, you're looking at two guys that want their back hair permanently removed.
Well, come on down.
Like my head.
It's like $3,000 though. I researched it. Good.
How long
God.
would it permanently take care of the rest of the hair on my head?
Well, it takes about anywhere from 3 to 7 treatments, and that's why it can be a lot. When you're talking about a whole back, it's a very large area, so it's very time-consuming.
Especially
it takes a lot to
real
do.
large
It's like an Afghan rug.
Yeah, man. Pretty shaggy back there. Can you do a head? We were talking about that before.
Sure, you can do any hair. It works best with dark hair and light skin, because the laser actually sees the pigment, travels along the hair shaft, and kills the hair follicle.
Don't say the word shaft. That violates FCC rules. Have you traveled anywhere lately? You're a big traveler. I mean, have you traveled any place?
Well, since I spoke to you last, I think New York City. I went there for the Macy's Day Parade.
Really?
Yeah, I took my 2 boys there. One's in culinary school in New York, and the other one's here.
I love that word, culinary.
Culinary.
I love that word.
He's doing great.
It's one of my favorite, like exuberant. I like that word too. Culinary.
Anything more than 3 syllables is pretty intelligent. But
I got
had a great time.
You know, I hate to travel, but I got to travel. Well, not today, but I got to go tomorrow. I got a phone call yesterday afternoon from someone in Arizona, and these police officers shot this guy in the back, and they got some pretty good evidence that the cops were actually robbing him. And it is a crazy story. And Chuck and I got to get on an airplane and fly to Arizona. But man, I hate to fly, but I got to go because, you know, hey, everybody out there listening, how good a website is? They said that they searched the country on the internet looking for a lawyer that handles police misconduct cases. And they got to my website and they said, out of all the people we checked out, we want your passion. Was that cool as heck? Somebody from Arizona.
Oh,
my website.
It's very flattering. It's a sad state of affairs that it has to be done. And you know, it's unfortunately just a small percentage of the people.
Yeah. Do you have you ever done plastic surgery on a bullet wound?
Oh, absolutely. I used to be at the University of Cincinnati for 10 years.
Oh, lots of plastic surgery.
Yeah.
We'll talk more when we come back. And I'm going to make a confession that you all are going to be able to witness. It's not a bad confession. I've already killed the buzz about it. Garrett, what song do we have to play here, buddy? Oh, this is a great song. Bryan Adams, Cuts Like a Knife, his first big hit on ClassX Radio.
Plastic surgery song.
This is the Bulldog on ClassX Radio. Ladies and gentlemen, the American jury. I've got to read the joke today. And unlike some people that just, you know, they don't get in character, you know, you gotta have a little drama to do a good joke, right? Two nuns were shopping at a 7-Eleven store. As they passed by the beer cooler, one nun said to the other, "Wouldn't a nice cool beer or two taste wonderful on a hot summer evening?" The second nun answered, "Indeed it would, sister, but I would not feel comfortable buying beer since I'm certain it would cause a scene at the checkout stand." "I can handle that without a problem," the other nun replied. And she picked up a 6-pack and headed for the checkout. The cashier had a surprised look on his face when the two nuns arrived with a 6-pack of beer. And as he looked at him kind of odd, the nun looked right back at him and said, "We use beer for washing our hair," the nun said. "Back at the nunnery, we call it Catholic shampoo." And without hesitation, the cashier reached under the counter, pulled out a package of pretzel sticks and placed them on the bag with the beer, and he looked at her and said, "The curlers are on the house." Yeah, you don't like? I thought that was funny.
Fired, William. You're fired for reading that stupid ass joke.
You know what? It did suck, didn't it? When I read it, it sounded good. When I read it out loud, it sucked. How could that happen? William, thanks a lot, man. You got me fired. Can I finish the show?
Yeah, I'll let you finish it. You got 54 minutes left. And don't even come back tomorrow.
We run the show like Roman consuls, Dr. Kurtzman. We're the consuls, and if one leaves, like they left Rome, the other consul made the decisions. If you leave the studio, the other guy can do what he wants.
That's how Jake got his job back.
Yeah, I fired his ass.
Why say the guy with the gun?
Our show Monday sucked because of Jake.
Well, that's why you got.
Hey, you want to see the gun? Hand him the gun. Let him play with the gun. Well,
that's why you have the gun. The guy with the gun makes the rules. That
is true.
All right, Melissa, just report on the worst accident.
Really?
Go ahead.
We got several going on right now. Still Kenton County accident, affecting the Fort Mitchell exit 188. Cincinnati accident, Liberty Street at East McMicken Avenue. Then we got Elberon Avenue at Warsaw, got an accident there. California Avenue at Reading Road, and Rival Road south of Wesselman. Looks like the accident has been cleared around Coleraine Avenue at the West Fork Road. Be careful, guys.
Thank you, Melissa.
Sounds like a great day for the body shops.
Yes, body shops.
Every day is a great day for the body.
And you know what? How do we not have a body shop person being a sponsor for the crashing?
Just
I
have a body shop.
That's right. You got a human body shop.
There you go.
Man, you know what? Bill Spry's going to love you. Yes, he is.
Does he need a body shop?
Yeah, he needs... Of course, we're a...
Big time.
I'm not... This is no kid. You may not realize. We're a non-profit radio station. So, like, we can't say, like... Well, I'm not going to say what we can't say, but we can't promote stuff. We just got to say, you can get information. Like, I can't say, I can say, if you'd like to have some information about a breast augmentation. That's another word I love. Augmentation. Don't you love that?
Love it.
Augmentation.
4 syllables.
You can find that augmentation and information about it at Dr. Kurtzman. See, I'm learning this thing. We're non-profit. Hey, do you know I'm trying to get TC to come?
TC's a great guy. He'd be a great addition.
He's still mad that I said one time his real name on the air, and duh, it wasn't really his real name. I said it was his real name, but it wasn't his real name.
Sounds like a huge...
But he didn't know that it wasn't his real name.
I bet you if he starts working here, I'd make fun of him or something.
You'll fire him?
He'd be gone within a week.
You know what? He is a little more sensitive than you and I are.
I can't wait to outproduce him.
Well, he's not going to run the board. He's going to do green waters. We're going to keep you in the back.
All right.
In the back. We'll only let him come out here a couple times a show.
So, Dr. Kurtzman, Dr. Kurtzman, can you work on my face?
I can.
Get rid of my double chin,
Hey!
maybe a little lipo.
I gotta ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
Lawyers are like jackwagons and giving out awards. I mean, every bar give you an award, this award, this award, this award. They like giving awards to each other. And they got this thing called super lawyers. So I created super duper lawyers, and I'm the only super duper lawyer. Is there any super duper doctors? Because I think you should be the first and only super duper doctor.
Well, I'm flattered to be the super duper doctor.
All right, he accepts the old. All right.
Not to toot the horn, but Cincinnati magazine just came out last week with.
Toot your horn.
All right, the top doc issue, and I was named in that for many times. I've been named in that.
Really?
It's always flattering because it's my peers, it's other physicians that vote on that for who's the top doc.
I understand that in one sense, but trust me, lots of lawyers who've been victims of my abilities, you know, they may not like me.
Well, you know, the top guy, they get jealous.
You're right.
They always try to take the top guy down. Whether
Stan Chesley told me the dog with the bone, all the other dogs are trying to take the bone away.
Right, and the Bulldog has the bone.
That's right.
No, that's true, and you see that a lot. There's professional jealousy, and you know what, people just want to tear down the big guy, whether it's, you know, the top doc, the top lawyer, the president of the United States. They're always looking to tear him down. There's a lot of
well,
reasons.
we don't say anything bad about the president on this radio station. I mean,
not in front of Bill.
We're like this, you know. I mean, you know, it's like, you know, we don't dog the president on this radio station.
Yeah.
I gotta ask you, you paying enough taxes now? Or?
Oh my God! I just got my tax bill yesterday. Holy cow! It went way up.
My accountant keeps telling me it's going to be bad. He keeps saying it's going to be bad, or it's going to be. Don't tell me that. I just paid my property taxes and I'm broke.
Yeah, I have to pay mine by the end of the month. It went up about 20%. My property taxes.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the American jury. When we come back, I'm going to go over with Dr. Kurtzman. I think Melissa is probably intelligent enough to comment. Garrett, you can go to the bathroom or something this next segment. We're going to talk about the actual tax bill. Ladies and gentlemen, the American jury, the American Taxpayer Relief Act. We're going to mock this for 45 minutes on ClassX Radio. What song do we have?
Bob Welch.
Oh, this is a great song. Bob Welch. Ebony Eyes on ClassX Radio. Crank it up. It's the Bulldog on ClassX Radio, folks. You got to adjust things. I'm saving my confession tomorrow.
What?
Too much levity in here for a confession. Too much. By the way, I just want to share something with you. This is great. I cannot believe this just came to me like an enlightened thought. You all have heard me bash Barack Obama nonstop, all I can, for all kinds of reasons, including lack of leadership. I mean, there's no leader. And the Lincoln movie, have you seen the Lincoln movie, Dr. Kurtzman?
I have not seen it
Okay,
yet.
you'll love it.
I need to.
So anyway, one of the things that I took away from the Lincoln movie was how hard Lincoln worked for 4 years. He stayed up all night. He went down to the War Department. He worked. And I'm thinking to myself, I hope, and it was a crisis going on, Civil War. And I thought to myself, man, when Barack Obama watches this with Spielberg and Daniel Day-Lewis in the White House viewing room, I hope he walks away thinking, man, I need to work hard like Barack Obama. Obviously doesn't. And you know what part of leadership is doing, I always tell the story about my dad when we put in hay all day. I mean, you work 12 hours and you put in the hay and it's at the end of the day and you know you worked hard. My dad would always do more. As we were leaving, he'd go get the hay wagons and bring them in and put in the barn. You know, whatever it was, the leader does a little bit more. You don't, when you have responsibility, you're not the first one to leave because, well, I'm the president, so I can go golf. That's what he does. Look around this table. There's Garrett. There's the doc, my distinguished guest. Patty, Melissa, me. We needed chairs, didn't we? Right? Didn't have enough chairs. Everybody came in. Who is sitting on the wooden stool so you all can sit in chairs?
Thank you.
The president.
Exactly! Did I not show chair leadership here, Garrett?
You did.
Leadership. Hey.
Well, I think
I think you went and got the chair. The other chairs.
I did.
Well, I think the president, after viewing the movie, doesn't want to work harder. He's wondering who's going to play him in his movie.
You're right. and I said that not to gloat. I said that as an example. Do you think Barack Obama, in this same scenario, would have taken the stool? No. They would have brought, he would have said, can you bring me a lounge chair? Jeez, old Pete.
He'd have his 19 assistants bring him
Folks,
19 chairs and he'd pick one.
Right. Did it not bother you, everybody, that he said, middle class, your taxes aren't going to go up at all? Dr. Kirsten, why don't you explain how their taxes are all going up?
Yeah, I just got my tax bill. It is way up. Everybody's going.
The payroll tax went up on everybody.
There's more people. There's more money taken out of your check every week. I hear it from all the people. Now, and it's only going to get worse because we got a lot of bills to cover for him.
And folks, just like the Obamacare Act, which I couldn't understand a page of the 2,800 pages, and I'm a lawyer. This says the American Taxpayer Relief Act of 2012. And it says here, general extensions, permanent extension and modification of 2001 tax relief, permanent extension, and it's a laundry list, individual tax extenders, extension of Indian employment tax credit, extension of new markets tax credit, extension of railroad tax maintenance credit, extension of mine rescue team training credit. There is a freaking mine rescue team training credit. Extension of work opportunity tax credit, extension of qualified zone academy bonds, extension of 15-year straight line cost recovery for qualified leasehold improvements, qualified restaurant buildings and improvements, and qualified retail improvements. Extension of accelerated depreciation of business property on an Indian reservation. Extension of enhanced charitable deduction for contributions of food industry. I mean, if you don't freaking think our tax code should be thrown out, give us a flat corporate tax, give us a flat estate tax if you want, give us a flat sales tax, and be done with every single credit and every single extension and every single deduction. This is incredible. Phase out of deductions for personal exemption. In general, paragraph 3 of section 158D is amended by striking the threshold amount in subparagraphs A and B and inserting the applicable amount and effort under section 3.
Well, that makes perfect sense. What do you mean you don't understand that?
Extension of credit for energy efficient appliances. Extension of subpart F exception for active financing income. Here's one. Extension of look-through treatment of payments between related controlled foreign corporation, foreign personal holding company and rules. All. I gotta tell you, right? I know a businessman who came to me for some advice. This guy had a business that went out of business. Lost a ton of freaking money. This business, which included this huge piece of real estate, was foreclosed on too, okay? Went through foreclosure. True story. If this business, this is according to the tax people, if, okay, he doesn't file bankruptcy, the loss or the difference in the write-off, like let's say you foreclose on a $1 million loan and the property's only $500,000. And they write off the other $500,000, okay? The tax code considers that income. So you go out of business. Okay, you go out of business. You're foreclosed upon. And then they say to you, we're going to consider what's been written down through the foreclosure process, income to you, and you got to pay us $1 million. Are you freaking? Now this happened, remember this happened with the homeowners. And they changed the law. They didn't do it for commercial property. Do you freaking believe that? It gets better. If the company files bankruptcy, then they don't have to worry about it.
Well, you're going to have to.
I mean, these are the games. Yeah, you're going to have to. Yeah. These are the games that go on all the time with our tax code, and it's ridiculous. And all the politicians just let it happen. And they all talk about reforming our tax code and everything. This is a bunch of crock. Medicare payment of competitive prices for diabetic supplies and elimination of overpayment of diabetic supplies. What the hell?
Flat tax.
Flat tax. Yeah, extension of funding outreach and assistance for low-income programs.
And people are supposed to understand this.
Yeah. I want to tell you something, Doc. Now, you're smarter than me because you're a doctor. Lawyers are lawyers because we're not smart to be doctors. But I would bet you, because I don't understand this, I'll bet you wouldn't understand this.
No, I don't understand any of it. The thing I understand is we need to get rid of it. We need to simplify it.
Right.
But, unfortunately, it's not going to happen. You have a Congress in there that just keeps feeding themselves. I'd love to see that amendment go through where all the laws that they enact are applicable to them.
How about, I'm so proud of my congressman, new congressman in Northern Kentucky, Thomas Massey. He voted against all this crap. And he voted against the Sandy relief, too. It cracks me up that we're going to give $9 billion of our money to all those people, and you might disagree with me, to $9 billion to all those people. And by the way, I feel sorry for them, but I'm not a dumbass. I know that every freaking one of those people have insurance. I also know, they all know that they lived next to the water. Okay, just like and it's kind of like, okay, so I'm going to be like John Stossel points out, I can live next to a place that's going to flood, and then when it floods, I want you to give me the money for me being a dumbass for building next to the water. It makes no sense at all. And what happens, it's just an example ongoing. And then all the politicians that are fighting how much money we're spending, well, by golly, they're good for that. Governor Christie, that big fat, by the way, I'm challenging the cage fight. Big fat ass Governor Christie, boy, he wants his money. He acts like he's Mr. Fiscal Conservative. But by golly, I want my money, $9 billion, but we can't spend $2 billion to give us a freaking bridge, which is a federal responsibility. I just went on a rant, didn't I?
Yes, you did, but at $9 billion is just the start. They're talking about $30 billion. But yeah, where are the insurance companies? That's why we all have insurance.
Exactly.
So where's all this money going to?
I want to say this. I mean, I'm being honest. If I didn't have insurance on my house and something happened and I could get, I mean, I'd be there too. It's called self-interest. But it doesn't make it right. It is wrong. If something happens to my house, why should the American people give me money? It makes, now listen, if my community wants to get together and help me out, that's a different ballgame. Voluntary. It makes no, can you imagine Washington, Jefferson and the gang back in the day, big storm hits, knocks out Mount Vernon, Washington shows up, hey guys, we're going to pass a bill to hand out some money. They would never even freaking thought of that. Right, Melissa?
That's right.
Did we do traffic yet?
No, it's been a little bit.
All right, do traffic.
All right, looks like we've got an accident in Erlanger. The right shoulder's blocked for I-71, 75.
You know, traffic's a really downer today because there's so many accidents.
There's a lot of them out there. That's affecting exit 185. Then we got in Cincinnati on California Avenue at Reading Road, Elberon Avenue at Warsaw Avenue, Glenway Avenue at Rosemont, and then Liberty Street at East McNickton Avenue. Guys, be careful out
A
there.
lot of it going on.
You know, I had to discipline Chuck the other day.
What?
I had to make him stand in the corner.
Is that why you brought the gun in?
Chuck is, you know, he's my right-hand man, you know. What he was trying to do. He wanted me to buy him a Lamborghini. And I'm like, why do you need me to buy it? So I said, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll borrow one for a week. You know, like, you can actually rent a Lamborghini. So I got him a Lamborghini just for a week. I said, okay, you can drive a Lamborghini for a week. Then I found out why he wanted it for. He was going to stay on the interstate, and as we, and I told him, I said, it's unethical, Chuck, you can't do that. As we read off the accidents, he was going to drive his Lamborghini as fast as he could to the accidents and try to sign them up before they even got out of the car. You believe, I had discipline. You can't do that. It's unethical. You can't do that. So I had to
like where his head's at.
I said, I appreciate your loyalty, but you can't do that, Chuck. And we turned the Lamborghini back in.
Trying to drum up some business.
This is Fun Young Cannibal. She drives me crazy on ClassX Radio.
And they jumped on it.
This is the Bulldog on ClassX Radio. Coming up on our final 30 minutes of radio superbity. Dr. Lawrence Kurtzman has joined us, and he is going to join us every Wednesday. And he'll be calling you, Bill. And Patty Euclid is with us. Garrett is with us, running the board. He's behaving himself mildly today. We have Jake behind the camera and behind the glass. And Melissa Chambers, straight off a chicken farm in Ohio, to do the traffic report.
All right, everybody, be careful out there. It looks like in Erlanger we've got an accident. It's blocking the right shoulder of 7175 northbound near I-275. Cincinnati, we've got an accident on California Avenue at Reading Road, and then also on Elberon Avenue at Warsaw, Glenway Avenue at Rosemont, and then Liberty Street at East McMicken Avenue.
Thank you, Melissa.
You're welcome.
Does Jake got a problem with hanging up our LA reporter? This is our LA reporter.
I got a problem with it.
Oh, you do?
Need a bikini shot. What's the one?
All right, okay.
What's the thing? I mean, it's
all
just
right.
covered.
She's
I'll
got
tell
a scarf on.
I'll tell her.
Pea coat.
I'll tell her.
Turtleneck.
I'll tell her.
She's in LA. What the hell is she wearing?
She certainly doesn't look like our 19-year-old babe up there, does she?
No.
Nope. Nope.
Bo is smoking.
Oh, there. Hey, Doc, this is so... Some of these people, he didn't even freaking know.
Yeah.
That's how young he is. He didn't even know who some of these people were. Cheryl Teagues.
Absolutely not.
Linda Carter. Wonder
Cheryl
Woman.
Teagues is the worst one on that wall.
No.
Absolutely.
Clarence.
And I liked your contribution that you have, Jacqueline Smith. That's a good one.
She's always been one of my favorites. But Raquel Welch up there from, was it 1 million or 1,000
Yeah.
BC?
I gotta ask. I gotta ask.
Look at Kate Upton, though.
Can we play her bouncy video on the screen? Just have it loop?
I wish.
Hey, Dr. Kurtzman, because we're, you know, like age. How did they cast Kate Jackson with the Charlie's Angels? I will never understand that. And you know what? How do you think she felt? I'm the ugly girl in between the two hot blonde, the blonde and the brunette. I mean, I'll never
get the Mod Squad.
Yeah, but gosh, man.
It was Clarence.
Jeez, oh Pete.
Yeah, well, there was the casting couch back then, wasn't there?
Yeah, there used to be a casting. You know what? Can you imagine the people that, you know, where the casting? You never know what some people do. Based on some of their acting, you have to think there has to be a casting couch issue there. What some people will do for fame. Garrett would not ever do anything like that.
Oh, I'd sell my soul to the devil.
Maybe next week Garrett will be on the wall with his
I got a Speedo pick. I can throw up there.
Do you remember,
after the hair removal.
Hey, we got to do this for you. You know Tommy Boy. You know Chris Farley down by the river.
Yeah.
Okay, he looks just like Chris Farley. Now listen, he can do Chris Farley.
That?
No. Can you do Chris Farley yourself, or are you going to just play it?
Well, let's play some. Farley.
Some. You know what? We never had done the dancing one with him and Barney. We've not played that one before.
It's just too visual.
Well, it's too visual. Yeah, it is too visual. You're thinking. Do your Chris Farley. Go ahead. And you can. Well, you can just.
I'm on the. All right. Let me think.
Well, we'll talk. We'll talk, and you get yourself in the mode to do that. Because at the same time, sometimes I hit my Bill Clinton, and sometimes I miss it. But I can always do. I don't get into life like that.
You guys have too much fun at this stage.
You're pretty always spot on with Bill Clinton.
Thank you very much.
You're hit or miss on some stuff, though.
Have you heard our New York sports report?
I have not.
We do our sports report like we're New Yorkers. It's fun. We just let it rip.
Stoner.
Or the stoner. You know what? Everybody in my office agreed. You did stoner perfect. We do stoner sports like we're stoners.
Perfect.
Like the Yankees, dude. And then we do like the sports like we're New Yorkers. It's fun stuff. We get lots of good ratings. That's why we're this national radio magazine says we're the one of the up and coming morning shows in the country.
Yeah. About to take over Jim.
Yeah, baby. Oh, I'm glad you brought that up. On the way in, I confess, I listened to Jim for 3 minutes. He had an expert on to talk about how we can get kids to feel better about themselves so they don't go shoot a bunch of people. And what she said is, we got to teach them. I mean, I'm sitting there thinking to myself, oh my God.
What don't people get?
I mean, hello, you need a specialist to freaking come on to tell you all these things. And we need to let them know that it's not about what you accomplish. It's just about how you feel about yourself. And I'm sitting there thinking, what? If you got talent and you don't accomplish something, you're a jackwagon.
Yeah. Kids.
Now, if you don't have talent, it's okay. You got to live up to your abilities. Like Dr. Kurtzman had biological, but you know what? Dr. Kurtzman, legend has it, when he was 3 years old, was dissecting mice and frogs and stuff. So we knew he had the talent. Now, if he didn't become a doctor, it would have been a problem. And then he started molding augmentation out of Play-Doh when he was only 2. It was a sign that he had the ability. You know what I mean?
Fake breasts out of Play-Doh.
They got pictures of him in the family album. I've seen them. It's incredible. Perfect shape.
You got
he speaks. Doc's over there going, what the hell is this? Do I deny it? Do I admit it?
Yeah, I wondered who showed you the family album.
Oh, God.
I don't know what people don't get, though. Those tragedies will happen no matter what.
Right.
No matter what you do with guns, no matter what you do about kids.
Doc, do you agree that there's a less likelihood of us getting all murdered if I got a loaded gun sitting there instead of us calling 911?
Oh, absolutely. You can protect yourself.
Right.
It's a little scary.
It might be better than somebody else's hand besides me, but I'd probably kill us all with a ricochet shot.
Yeah. Well, you would miss. It would deflect off that light switch, come right back
Hey,
and be square.
I can tell you right now that Chuck and Chad, my son-in-law, can share with you guys a story one day, but the other day with my gun, it was kind of embarrassing for myself, but I'll let them tell the story. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the American Jury, we come back, the last segment of Radio Superbity with Dr. Kurtzman from Kurtzman Plastic Surgery Group, where you can get information about plastic surgery. And the chicken farmer, traffic gal, the Bulldog, Jake the Snake, Patty Y, and Garrett Sablos. This is Grand Funk Railroad on ClassX. We don't have it? American Band, or you got the other one?
Oh, yeah. It's We're an American Band.
We're an American Band. This is a classic. A lot of cowbell in this, folks. If you like cowbell, you're going to like this song.
Yeah.
This is the Bulldog on ClassX Radio. All right, Melissa Chambers. And by the way, before you do your final traffic report, I want to thank you because we didn't have anybody today. I want to thank you for being willing to come in and do the traffic report. Let's go ahead and let everybody know there's a possibility that you might be working in my law office. And I want to thank, and that'd be here too, so you'd be able to. So I really want to thank you. And despite all those comments, we're just teasing you. We really weren't serious because you're a rookie and you may not get the radio shtick. I am a farm boy, and my mom's from Harlan County, Kentucky. Now, Garrett's an ass, but I didn't mean anything I said.
I think they're a huge hillbilly.
Thanks, Garrett.
He's our version of Tracy Jones. Go ahead with the traffic
Tell us
report.
what you really think.
Go ahead with our traffic report.
Still dealing with the accident
good, by the way.
in Erlanger. The right shoulder's blocked at I-71-75 northbound near I-275. In Cincinnati, we've got an accident on California Avenue at Reading Road, and also Elberon Avenue at Warsaw, Glenway Avenue at Rosemont, and then Liberty Street at East McMicken Avenue.
I like that.
She's been our best, though, for real.
Thank you, Garrett.
Hillbilly or not?
Yeah, it's all for, all for the
Now, I mean, I was being nice to her before, but I think she was the worst.
Oh, Eric.
Way, that Schlottman on Monday.
Well, she was probably the worst. You know how realtors are. You know how realtors are. Hey, did you hear about the streetcar? You know, last time I saw you, we were the streetcar was the big issue. Did you know it's been pushed out of 2016?
Really? I didn't realize that.
Mm-hmm.
What a shame.
Yes.
How are we going to get around?
I don't know.
How are we going to get over the Rhine then?
Oh!
Around.
Oh, round over the Rhine. Yeah. Wait, I was planning on coming down to Fountain Square and parking my car and driving that thing to that gun shooting zone.
I mean,
Hey,
you're right though. You're going to drive all the way down here and then get on. Why not just drive where they're going originally?
Exactly.
Morons, I swear. What they're waiting on is that casino revenue.
Yep.
And then you'll hear.
Yep. They're going to want to spend that, but hopefully the new city council will get rid of that. What's going on in Tri-State? We got the Cavalcade of Customs coming up this weekend. Of course, tomorrow's Thursday, so we got plenty of time to promote that.
Sports is dead.
This is one of the worst times of sports. When are they going to start playing hockey games, Jake?
Next week.
On the first day, I got to bring in my Hanson old-time hockey. We got to get the old-time hockey ready to go.
Yeah.
Hockey. Jake's a big hockey fan, plays a little hockey doc. He was dying. Do you get a lot of work from hockey players, like Cyclones guys taking pucks in the face and stuff?
Well, I actually used to be the team doctor for the Mighty Ducks when they were here. And,
Really?
And for the Cyclones. The best
You
thing
get fired?
No. I just went on my own practice.
We
so
never
I
bring
wasn't
up bad
covering
stuff
that anymore. So, yeah, actually for 10 years I did that and took care of a lot of injuries. But the best thing they ever did was having to wear the partial face guard, the plastic face guard over their eyes, cut down on the facial injuries by about 75%. A huge amount.
Wow.
Pucks to the eyes, butts of the sticks to the eyes. A huge difference.
I watched Jake's team. Jake is 21, and he plays hockey with my stepsons in a men's league. And I went there this couple times. I went there about 3 games. I'm going to tell you right now, these kids, and they're not pro hockey players, how hard they hit that puck. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, I can't believe there's not more people killed playing hockey. I mean, that puck hits you in the head. These guys, not all had masks. Some of them didn't. Did everybody have a helmet?
Everyone has to have a helmet.
Everyone has to have a helmet.
Like, I don't have a guard.
But my God.
I knew in the NHL you don't have to wear a face guard at all, just the helmet.
The padding must be really, really good because how hard those pucks hit players.
It still hurts.
Does it still hurt?
Yeah.
I guess it's kind of like getting shot with a jacket on. Has anybody ever done that? Gotten shot with a bulletproof vest to just see if it worked? It didn't work there. We're sorry, but that didn't work. We're sorry that didn't work there, Bulldog.
I played in a sea hockey league about 10 years ago.
So you played hockey, and you like hockey.
It's a great exercise. You have no idea how long 2 minutes on the ice is.
Yes.
It's really tiring.
I know what 2 minutes in the ring's like. I understand.
But there's always areas that are not protected, and just behind the pads or between the pads. And it hurts. I mean, you get some big.
Have you ever took one in the groin area?
I was just gonna say that.
We think alike. Great minds think alike. Have you?
Or
known somebody. Or known somebody.
You wear a cup.
I've had a knee to the cup, and it's.
You've had a knee to the cup.
That still has to hurt.
It sent me down.
Yeah, all a cup does is give it a little bit more thump.
Well, it spreads out the pressure, so it's not so direct, localized.
Right.
Yeah, really, it does make a big difference. Oh, you can go down.
God, he's smart. The physics of a cup spreads out the pleasure.
I guess I'd rather have one than not.
Pleasure.
You know what? I would be a great hockey player if I could skate.
Yeah, that's a key component of the sport.
Hey, how do they skate backwards? I mean, I'm not there. How do they skate backwards?
Well, you run backwards too. You just got to learn. There's a lot of moves. There's a lot of, you start young. People around here don't skate a whole lot. I grew up in New Jersey where everybody skated. Every day after school in the winter, you'd go out to the reservoir, you'd skate, you'd play hockey. Here, I take my kids. They both know how to skate, but a lot of people have never been on skates around here.
Wow.
Yeah, I think I've skated maybe once or twice. I would use those double-edged. Do they have those? Like kind of like the rollerblade?
Oh, you mean the little
right?
Yeah, you hold on to the chair and you push it around the rink.
Yeah, that's what I do. Hockey stick in one hand, chair in the other.
Man. Perfect. All right, ladies and gentlemen, American Joe, we'll be back tomorrow. We're going to have some fun tomorrow. Dr. Dan will be in here, and Radio Superbity will be on tap. I love you, Bulldog Nation. This is George Harrison, What is Life? But a fun time at the radio station on ClassX Radio.